I'm gonna welcome. And if y'all seen my last video, y'all saw that I got the Samsung Galaxy A21. I'm gonna do this one a little different today. So let's get right on into it. Okay. Kind of shows the phone, who it's with. It's 4G LTE. 6.5 inches HD screen. Android 10.0. 32 gigabytes memory. Quad camera, 13 MPs. Front camera, Wi-Fi. That's the phone. Talk about the plans. Need this. Oy. Do not like it when this tape. I'm just gonna wind up tearing this box. Just okay. You got your start here to activate it. About your phone and getting the most out of your device. Really? What in the world? Now that I got it opened, the phone, which got a special screen thing on it, or in a packaging. Charger. Terms and conditions book. Quick reference guide. Charging brick. And it comes with a little thing to push out the doohickey. So, hey guys, and welcome. Now, this is probably going to be one of the last few videos I make with this phone. It is, most likely. Now, if I do it correctly, you'll see that in my last video, in my unboxing, I got a new phone. Because if I remember to do it, I'll add a picture at the end or somewhere in this video, maybe shortly after this, if I do it correctly, to show you all like how it's cracked and it's losing glass. So that's kind of partly why I got a new phone. Especially when I have my daughter, I don't need her getting a hold of my phone and getting glass on her little hands, or deciding to put my phone in her mouth and getting glass in her mouth and swallowing it. I don't need that. So I got me a new phone, and yes, y'all didn't see this, I didn't add it in the video, but this is my case. Excuse me. But anywho's, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, but you can kind of see, like if I move right here, you can see a glare from me, and then like right over here, there's a glare, and it's just because the cracks are kind of fairly close to my camera as well. So that's the other reason why I kind of got a new camera, new phone. Now I may keep using this just for videos. I don't know. But either way, I'm going to most likely end up keeping it, just kind of, or at least a backup phone, in case for whatever reason something happens to this phone. Don't have the money to get a new phone. And I say I did pretty, darn well. Because normally within a couple of weeks, within like 2 weeks of me having a new phone, I tend to crack it. Well, anywhere from a couple of days to about 2 weeks of me having a new phone, I'll crack it. I had gotten this phone. Sorry, that's one of our neighbors. He's going to be going back and forth for a couple more times. But the fact I got this like December 2nd. Well, the reason why I remember is because that was also the same day I ended a relationship with somebody I was with. But yeah, that's kind of why. And I remember being like super excited to get my phone. This phone came the 11th of April, 2021. Because I got videos already coming out 2022. And I'll even most likely have videos coming out after this one. I know I do. Sorry, there's clouds and I keep thinking I'm seeing like this blue spot right before the clouds. But that's enough of me kind of rambling on about phones and stuff. I'm with Straight Talk, which y'all should know already. I talked about my phone I'm recording on now. And I think I kind of talked about like Straight Talk itself. And switching over from that phone to this phone with my SIM was fairly easy. I didn't have to activate it. I didn't have to get a new number. And I had bought another card just in case I had to do it with this phone. Luckily I didn't. So that's going to stay in my email just for backup. Because there was already 1 month because normally my bill is kind of towards the end of the month. I didn't have the money to get my card. I knew I did the next week or in a couple of days. So I went at least a week without having service on my phone. But no more than a week, if that. But this is the Samsung which, if I also remember to do it correctly, there he goes again. There is a clip before this. That's also why I'm in a different shirt, because I ended up cutting the first one, and then now I'm doing it this way for this part, and it just took me a little bit to actually do it and actually do it correctly the way I like. Well, not correctly per se, but kind of do it my way that I prefer to do it, if you want to say it per se. Now I can have it to wake up when I get a notification, but that's one feature I didn't, that I liked but didn't like. The only reason why I didn't like it was because at night, if I had my phone in my bed, it senses movements and it will wake up to a black screen with a clock and the notifications. It kind of drove me crazy when I'm like falling asleep. Because sometimes I'll be playing a game or messaging people or watching a video. I'm ready to fall asleep. I don't want to keep playing a video on my phone. Shut my phone off. Leave it alone. I often try to put my phone at the head of my bed because I got a drawer thingy. I know that I just have a little bit of rash there, or irritation. But anywho's, this video is gonna be long. I'm sorry, y'all, but anywho's, I'm sorry. This is, you got the fingerprint scanner. You got 4 cameras, which is actually pretty good, and a flash. Now it does say quad cameras. And then you got your front-facing camera right there. It's really not. I'm getting used to having my camera right there, because I'm always used to it like being like dead center of the phone up here, not here. And as you see, you have no buttons on the left-hand side. On the right side, you got your volume up and volume down and power. And of course, it's just a Samsung, but the newer Samsungs don't have that home button you press on the screen. Because now the newer Androids are starting to come out with buttons like that. And my buttons are going to look a little different, like that. Because it's just, because I changed the icons, you can do that with Samsungs, at least the newer ones. Which I think is pretty neat. And it has a very slick back. And right there, that's where you put the little push thing to get the SIM card out. You put a memory chip in there as well, SD. As you can tell, this phone is a bit louder. To me, it's louder and clearer. Now, if I made a couple phone calls today, it was a little hard to hear, but I think it was their end. But so far, I love this camera. Still iffy on the front-facing camera. The front-facing camera is kind of like out of the way, so it's still kind of taking some adjustments to get used to. You can also change how you got your camera, your clock on your home screen set. I like mine like this. You can also click on it right down to the very second. I had it set, but I turned it off because I like it, but I don't like it. It's the face recognition where it unlocks your phone. What I'm gonna do is just swipe up. But I have a pin in my finger set because I kind of feel safer like right now having it this way. And on my home screen, lock screen, I also have like the phone and a camera. I can hit the power button twice. Go on to the camera. I love this about the Samsung phones. Or I can further, and I love the live focus button because it'll, like, if I have a certain distance, it'll blur out the background. And I found this out earlier. Oh, you can also wider angle as well. There's a more option. And I just discovered it has the micro. Now I can easily just like get close on like a flower and it will blur out the background for me. And just focus on the flower or whatever. And there's a food button, which kind of does the same thing. So now you can also hold the lock, and you got a home screen, wallpapers, themes, widgets, and home screen settings. You go to the settings, you can change the app screen in the home screen. I kind of like them having to where I can have more apps on one screen, so it's easier for me to find. Because I hate having like several pages open, like several home pages. Swipe up and down for all the apps. And I also have it set to where I swipe, and it brings that down and up. I also have it set to where anywhere on the screen I can pull down for it. Now I keep my phone in dark mode just because the bright light, especially sometimes actually hurts my eyes and gives me a headache. And that's especially if I'm half asleep. I don't like having that bright ass light in my face.